Rules. No one really likes rules. They tend to restrict our individual freedom and autonomy, but they are necessary for maintaining order, justice, and social cohesion within a society. So, from an individual perspective, rules can feel restrictive and burdensome, leading to a natural aversion towards them. It is what is called a paradox. No one wants them, but we know we need them. The paradox resolves itself when we realize the benefits that rules can provide. They serve as a framework for resolving conflicts, protecting human rights, and promoting the common good. They provide a level of stability that allows a community to function effectively and somewhat peacefully. However, on the other side of this conversation is the realization that rules, whether societal or religious doctrines, often hinder genuine understanding and freedom. The renowned philosopher Jiddu Krishnamurti had advocated for the questioning and examining the underlying motives behind rules rather than blindly adhering to them. In his view, he felt the mind that was conditioned by rules is not truly free, but rather confined within the limitations imposed by external authorities. That true understanding and transformation came from a deep awareness of oneself and one's surroundings rather than conforming to external standards or expectations. Confucius believed that rituals and rules were essential for maintaining social order and harmony. He emphasized the importance of adhering to traditional rituals and observing rules of propriety as a means of promoting respect, civility, and righteousness within society. But can too many rules smother a society? Lao Tzu, the author of the Tao Te Ching, once said, "When there are many restrictions in the world, the people become more impoverished. When people have many sharp weapons, the country becomes more chaotic. When people have many clever tricks, more strange things occur. The more laws are posted, the more robbers and thieves there are." Here, Lao Tzu is suggesting that excessive rules and restrictions can lead to unintended consequences such as poverty, chaos, and increased criminal activity. That virtue may be a more powerful guide than externally imposed rules. We know that rules can decrease innovation and creativity and can cause some sort of loss of individual freedoms. But excessive rules can affect society in other ways. When individuals rely solely on rules to dictate their behavior, they may become less inclined to exercise moral judgment and personal responsibility. Overly strict regulations in certain areas, such as business or environmental policy, can lead to perverse incentives or unintended harm to individuals or the environment. A proliferation of rules often leads to increased bureaucracy and administrative overhead. This can create inefficiencies, slow down decision-making processes, and contribute to a sense of frustration among members of society. Rigid rules may not always be effective in guiding behavior, especially in a constantly changing world. But it's the inherent virtues and adaptability that help us navigate through life's uncertainties. However, rules can provide a framework for those who are still learning to cultivate their virtue. In certain situations, such as a structured environment or in the early stages of learning a new skill, rules can provide clear direction and prevent chaos. But who should create these rules in society? Plato suggested laws and rules are essential for maintaining order and harmony within the state, but they are to be established by philosopher rulers who possess a deep understanding of justice and the common good. That laws should be based on rational principles and reflect the virtues of wisdom, courage, moderation, and justice. Plato felt a well-ordered society could be governed by wise and virtuous leaders. That any rules and laws are seen as essential tools for guiding human behavior and promoting the common good, but they must be administered by those who possess wisdom and moral integrity. That governance should be based on integrity and non-interference, allowing people to live in harmony. It's important to note our personal experiences do play a role in shaping our views on rules and virtues. They act as a lens through which we interpret and make sense of the world around us. So if you've had a positive experience while following a certain rule, you'll see it as beneficial and necessary. But if it was an unpleasant experience, you'll naturally see them as limiting, and will prefer to rely on your own personal virtue. Similarly, our virtues are often reflections of our experiences over time. As Lao Tzu said, "Knowing others is wisdom, knowing yourself is enlightenment." So self-awareness, gained through personal experiences is key to understanding our own virtues and how we respond to rules. As we go through life, new experiences with people and situations will shape and reshape our perspectives and beliefs. In this world, every society has its rules. It's unavoidable. But it is possible to promote a society based more on virtue so that it's possible to discover our own personal, true, deep understanding of oneself and to truly discover our surroundings. We can do this through fostering qualities such as integrity, compassion, empathy, and ethical behavior, and through creating educational programs that emphasize moral and character development at an early age. We need to encourage leaders in society to be real role models, highlight and celebrate examples of moral courage, integrity, and selflessness. Leaders should help in developing programs that prioritize ethical decision-making and moral reasoning skills. We can address systemic inequalities and injustices that undermine the principles of virtue and fairness. Champion policies and initiatives that promote equal opportunity and human rights. Encourage media outlets to prioritize responsible journalism and ethical reporting practices. And encourage media literacy to help people discern between ethical and unethical content. We should encourage reflection and dialogue about ethical dilemmas and moral challenges facing society. By focusing on these few strategies, we can work towards cultivating a culture of virtue that promotes the well-being and flourishing of all its members. It may be that we cannot rely on virtue alone to run society over rules, but we can help ourselves to still have the ability to freely discover who we are, our surroundings, and each other while still living within a society of rules.